When it comes to iconic American motorcycles, there's no brand that stirs up passion quite like Harley-Davidson. Yet, even legends can stumble. Folks, if you love discovering the hidden stories of famous rides, learning about motorcycles that didn't quite meet the mark, or just enjoy delving into the quirks and curiosities of legendary brands, then you're in the right place. Make sure to like and subscribe right now so you don't miss any of our deep dives into the best and worst two-wheeled marvels. First up, let's talk about a bike that not only had a questionable single model year, but arguably stained an entire lineup for an entire decade. The 1980 Harley-Davidson Sportster. This one is especially infamous because it basically kicked off an era in which Harley's Sportster series never quite lived up to the mystique of the name. Sure, the Sportster had always been pitched as a nimble, racy member of the Harley family, but throughout the 1980s, owners frequently complained about underwhelming power, poor fuel economy, and punishing vibrations that rattled the teeth right out of the unsuspecting riders' heads. The 1980 model in particular set the stage for these issues. Its V-twin engine was just shy of 1,000 cc. And on paper, 55 horsepower might not sound too terrible, but in practice it meant you were saddled with a sluggish machine that struggled to keep up with bikes in a similar range. Riders quickly realized that the 4-speed 883 engine, which formed the backbone for so many Sportsters in the 80s, was simply not meeting the demands of a brand famous for roaring power and heavy low-end torque. Compounding those performance gripes, the 80s Sportsters were notorious for devouring fuel like there was no tomorrow. Reports abound of riders hitting empty after a mere 80 miles, courtesy of the modest tank. Picture yourself enjoying a nice weekend ride, then abruptly stopping every hour just to top off. Not exactly the carefree cruising experience that Harley enthusiasts crave. And let's not forget the infamous vibrations. It became a running joke that you'd have to pull over just to let your hands recover from the constant numbness. Some riders even swore the vibrating foot pegs loosened fillings in their teeth. Whether those dramatic claims are fully accurate or slightly exaggerated for effect, they speak to how deeply these bikes, particularly the 1980 model, frustrated plenty of owners. Stick around, because in a few moments we'll be looking at another model with a genuinely serious recall that sent shockwaves through the Harley community, literally. Next on our journey through these mechanical misfires is the 2015 Electra Glide Ultra Classic. This line has a storied history, and older Electra Glides earned a proud spot in the pantheon of high-mileage, heavy-duty touring bikes. But over time, creeping design flaws started to overshadow the Electra Glide's once exemplary reputation. The 2015 edition in particular combined multiple uncorrected problems from previous years into one frustrating package. The water pump design, countless owners blamed it for causing overheating issues and other mechanical headaches. The tires, many claim they were predisposed to alignment problems that made for a hair-raising ride, especially at high speeds. Now, a small misalignment in a front tire isn't always catastrophic, but for a big bagger like the Electra Glide, loaded with full touring gear and possibly a passenger, stability is paramount. There's also talk of second or third gear simply self-destructing without warning, as reported by numerous Harley Forum members. It's one thing to need routine maintenance for well-known wear and tear issues, but quite another to face abrupt mechanical breakdowns that leave you stranded on the highway. Don't forget, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe so you never miss out on these deep dive critiques of iconic bikes. We're only scratching the surface here, and there's more to come, including an engine fiasco that still makes seasoned riders cringe. So, show some love, and I'll keep bringing you all the inside scoop you can handle. Now, consider the 2009 to 2013 Road Glide range. The Road Glide itself is a beloved name in the touring category. Many riders swear by its exceptional handling and wind protection. Indeed, not every Road Glide is a rotten apple. The 2015 model, for example, garnered rave reviews for its power and comfort. proving that the Road Glide can still hold its own when properly engineered. But from 2009 to 2013, the story is drastically different. Several high-profile recalls marred this era, including some tied to brake fluid issues that could result in complete brake failure. If that doesn't raise your eyebrows, imagine charging down the highway fully loaded, only to discover your brake lever is useless. It's the type of scenario that can turn a delightful ride into a heart-pounding emergency. Let's turn our gaze to a more modern offender, the 2017 Street Glide. At first glance, the 2017 Street Glide appears to be a standard tourer, with that distinctive batwing fairing, a comfortable seating position, and a brand new Milwaukee 8 engine that promised better performance and cooling. That all sounds glorious until owners started to notice persistent overheating, sometimes severe enough to cause engine damage. Bike owners reported creeping engine temperatures that not only threatened mechanical health, but also posed a real threat to the rider's thighs. Nothing like feeling your seat slowly turning into a barbecue grill on a scorching summer day. The initial reviews for some motorcycle publications were fairly kind, praising the strong torque and improved ride feel. But real-world usage uncovered these scorching issues that simply weren't always apparent during a quick test ride. Interestingly enough, 2018 brought major improvements, making it easier to forget about the fiasco that was 2017. Harley refined that Milwaukee 8 design, delivering significantly fewer overheats and a more robust overall performance. This pattern, though, underscores a reality about Harley ownership. You might stumble onto a gem one model year, but the very next year or the previous year could be riddled with major faults. That's why research is so crucial, digging into forums, speaking with other owners, and always checking recall histories can be the difference between a dream bike and a lemon on two wheels. Speaking of research, it's time to delve into a legendary fiasco from the turn of the millennium, and I do mean legendary. Let's talk about every Harley with the twin-cam 88 engine from 1999 to 2002. Technically, this engine is the culprit here, rather than any one specific bike. But you can't talk about worst Harleys and skip over the drama that was the original twin-cam 88, often referred to as the 88A. The brand introduced the twin-cam to replace the aging Evolution engine, hyping it up as a big leap forward in performance. Initial impressions were rosy. Hey, it made decent power, and the two cams marketing angle was pretty slick. However, real-world usage revealed a laundry list of headaches. The cam chain tensioners were easily one of the biggest offenders. They had a tendency to shed plastic bits into the oil pump, threatening the entire lubrication system if left unchecked. That's merely the tip of the iceberg. Some twin-cam 88s had oil leaks so persistent they seemed nearly impossible to fix without major engine work. Others had excessive crankshaft runout, meaning the crank wobbled off-center enough to cause extreme vibrations. That is not only uncomfortable but also can wreak havoc on the rest of the bike's components. And an occasional Strader problems where your electrical system might fail unexpectedly, and you've got a mess that turned many owners into reluctant backyard mechanics. The brand did release updates like the 88B engine, which had counter-rotating balancers to address vibration. But that upgrade alone didn't magically erase every looming pitfall. Naturally, plenty of riders poured money into aftermarket fixes, praying they could correct the inherited design flaws. Now, it's worth highlighting something crucial here. For every lemon in the Harley lineup, there are numerous bikes that have proven themselves dependable, enjoyable, and built to last hundreds of thousands of miles. The brand wouldn't have survived for well over a century if it were just churning out subpar machines year after year. Harley-Davidson fans are passionate for a reason. The torque, the rumble, the nostalgic design cues, and even the sense of community among riders can make a well-sorted Harley a lifelong companion. As you weigh whether a certain Harley is worth owning, especially if you're in the market for a used bike, it pays to do your homework. Read first-hand accounts, check out thorough reviews, and don't ignore the persistent recurring gripes that pop up in forums. If you see the same problem repeated over and over, there's a reason for it. Recall notices, official disclaimers, mechanical bulletins from the manufacturer. None of these exist in a vacuum. They point to tangible shortcomings that can ding not just a bike's reliability, but also your wallet. And in the worst cases, your personal safety. Plus, if you're seeking out a particular year of a certain model, always confirm whether all relevant updates, repairs, or recall fixes have been done. Just to recap, our roll call of suspect Harleys includes the 1980 Sportster and its entire 80s Sportster family, really. The 2015 Electra Glide Ultra Classic, the 2009 to 2013 Road Glide models that suffered from brake fluid nightmares, the 2017 Street Glide with its scorching engine troubles, and the Twin Cam 88, years from 1999 to 2002. Each of these has a unique story behind its failures. Some were lackluster in performance, some had borderline dangerous design flaws, and others simply tarnished Harley's legacy with the sheer frequency of their breakdowns. That doesn't mean that there aren't owners out there who love these bikes. In fact, many proud Harley riders have poured time, effort, and money into wrestling these flawed beauties into submission. If you happen to cross paths with someone who's still riding a 1980s Sportster, they're probably well-versed in dealing with rattling parts, frequent gas stops, and shaking limbs. Meanwhile, an owner who's lovingly maintained a Twin Cam 88 might brag that all of its notorious issues have been ironed out. It's entirely possible, but you'll want to make sure that's genuinely the case before you hand over your hard-earned cash. Ultimately, the key takeaway is that you can't judge an entire brand by just the black sheep in its lineup. Harley-Davidson has produced plenty of dream machines that will stand the test of time. But an honest look at the brand's history demands that we acknowledge the models that fell short of expectations, either because they failed to correct known flaws or because they introduced new problems that caught owners off guard. If you're hunting for a used Harley, perhaps for that seductive V-twin rumble, you'll want to steer clear of those specific trouble-prone years, unless you're prepared for some serious mechanical detective work and potential engine surgery. Thanks for sticking around to the end of this deep dive into the worst Harley-Davidsons of all time. I hope this rundown helps you avoid a stressful purchase and gives you the knowledge you need to ride with confidence. It also goes to show that behind every legendary brand is a roller coaster of highs and lows. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, I'd really appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe. Trust me, we've got plenty more Harley-Davidson history to explore, and you don't want to miss out. Safe riding, everyone, and I'll catch you in the next one.